Hey guys, what's going on? Andy Baker of andybaker.com and owner of Kingwood Strength and Conditioning. And I wanted to do another update video today because today was the first day that I've been able to hit any upper body training after my surgery. So if you guys watched the previous video that I just uploaded the other day, you saw that I'm 6 weeks post-op now from my bicep reattachment surgery, and that in consultation with Dr. John Petrizzo that I've started doing some light training again. So I hit an upper body workout a couple days ago, or a lower body workout. So I just got done hitting an upper body workout. And so things obviously were not as heavy on the upper body workout. I was able to do some bench pressing. I was only able to get up to like 135 pounds. My right shoulder, my right pec, and just my right arm, the whole right side of my upper body is very weak and very atrophied and very stiff from being in a sling for 6 weeks. So basically after the surgery, I was in a sling for 6 weeks. Wasn't able to lift anything, really wasn't able to move it around and stretch it that much. And so I'm just kind of getting back into moving it around. So I do not have full range of motion yet. And there's just a lot of kind of pain and stiffness over there, so I'm not going to push things very hard. I was able to get up to 135 pounds. I felt comfortable doing that. And then I went on to the incline, and I just stayed at like 95 pounds there. That was quite a bit easier than the bench, but I could feel that my shoulder and my pec and everything were getting really, really tired at that point, so I just didn't want to push the weight very much. And so I kept things really light, and I expect them to get heavier pretty quick. I really am limited on my pulling movements, so anything for my upper back. I expect the pushing movements, the benching and the inclines, and I'm going to do some presses probably tomorrow or the next day. I think those will come along. They're going to start off really weak, obviously, partly just because I can't extend my elbow out all the way, and I'm not pushing things very heavy. But I expect those to start to ramp back up, and I can be a little bit more aggressive with that since it's obviously not using the bicep as much. The pulling exercises I'm a lot more limited on. Obviously, after talking to Dr. Petrizzo, no chin-ups, no pull-ups, no heavy rows, no anything like that. The real risk for me right now is doing anything that would straighten out the bicep quickly and under load. So we're not going to do anything like barbell rows or chin-ups or pull-ups. I'm not strong enough really to do them anyway right now, so that right arm is very weak. But I was able to do some lat pull-downs and some seated cable rows upon Dr. Petrizzo's recommendation that I do those exercises very light. So I did 3 sets of 20 reps on each movement, only with like 25, 30 pounds, so it's very light. And really I'm just using that extra load to just gently stretch out the elbow so I can get range of motion back. So I'm not really trying to, build up muscle mass or anything yet. Although it was challenging towards the end. My arm was pretty tired. But really I'm just using those exercises to stretch the arm out. The continuous tension provided by the cable is good, so I can go slow and just allow it to gently stretch out, just not to the point of being painful, but just, slightly uncomfortable to try to start getting range of motion back in my elbow was his recommendation. So that's what I'm doing there, and I'll slowly build up the weight. But really, I probably have several more weeks until I can safely, put on a heavy load on my back movements. And so I won't be doing any chins or pull-ups or heavy rows for probably another 6 weeks. So, and then I finished the workout again upon his recommendation with some high rep tricep press downs on the cable machine, again, just to try to press press that elbow out and get full range of motion. So those were actually the hardest movement that I did today. The bench presses were hard. The pulling exercises were a little bit tough, but I really didn't go heavy. But the tricep press downs, I was surprised at how weak I was on those. So just not having full range of motion and then having a lot of atrophy in my tricep from having the arm in a sling. So anyways, guys, that's the update on the upper body training. So I'll kind of, obviously the training videos are not all that exciting at this point, but I'll kind of give some updates here and there. So mainly it's not necessarily to, say, hey, look at me or whatever, but it's just kind of maybe if, spotlighting my training a little bit after the surgery can help somebody else in the future. That would be great, because I know just looking around the internet, there's information that's kind of all over the place. If you guys watched the video the other day, you know, you heard me say that my surgeon and the physical therapist at the hospital told me, you know, don't lift anything heavier than a coffee cup for another 6 weeks, which would be 12 weeks of basically no physical activity at all. And I wasn't okay with that. So, you know, they told me not to lift anything heavier than a coffee cup, and I was able to bench 135 for sets of 5. So, you know, nothing earth shattering, but 135 is better than a cup of coffee. So, anyways, hope that helps. You know, in the future, if any of you guys have an injury like this, I would definitely recommend that you find a physical therapist or a surgeon to consult with that has experience working with lifters and working with athletes. The guy that I had do my surgery, he's a fine surgeon, but you know, I just don't think he has any real experience working with lifters or athletes. So they're going to be overly cautious to the point where, you know, it's probably, you know, it's not a good idea. So I need to get back into training sooner than that and start building up some strength, as long as I'm smart about it and don't re-injure myself. So anyways, guys, the video of the workout is at the end, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, thanks a lot.